The Dallas Mavericks have tumbled from 4th in the Western Conference all the way down to 11th since trading for Kyrie Irving. Kyrie initially requested a trade out of Cleveland from LeBron and landed in Boston. Then he headed to Brooklyn, and now he's in Dallas. After last night's loss, Kyrie talked about the Mavs' playoff picture as well as his own position. Take a listen.
I think the now, again, just where we are in the season and where other teams are positioned already, it kind of looks like, a bit of a thing now, to be honest with you, because we're, 37-40 and we're trying to fight to get into the play-in game, and it's not the expectations that I think any of us had in that locker room. And me getting traded in the season, I didn't expect to ask for a trade at that point in the season, so I wanted to finish out with Brooklyn, finish out with the season that we had going, and again, it didn't get a chance to do that.
It is a huge drop in the standings. Shannon, after hearing Kyrie's comments, what did they say about him?
I thought he has to be traded. I thought once they said they weren't going to give him the max contract, he has to be traded. Anyway, nothing. Why would they say anything about Kyrie? You know what he was when he got there. You knew exactly. You have a large sample size of the way he plays and what he says. So I don't take anything from it, Skip. I understand that he's like, look, he knew this was going to be a long term. I'm coming in mid-season. Skip, these guys had already played together. You have to understand. Dinwiddie, Doris, and Finney-Smith were starters. They played on that team last year. They got to the Western Conference Finals, also with Jalen Brunson. So they were playing, they were in the 4th spot, but they had played together. Everybody understood their roles. Now, he's like, well, Shannon, they was in the 4th spot. Yeah, they played a little better defense than what with Finney-Smith. Now you got nobody to really defend. You got a bunch of shooters. You don't rebound. You don't defend. You give up second chance points. You can't get out and run because you can't get the rebound. And so now you slid from 4. Now you're all the way out of the play-in. But both players on the court, you play well offensively. You give up because now you're even more challenged defensively, Skip. Luka ain't playing no defense.
No.
Kyrie ain't playing no defense.
None.
None of the guys they have can really play defense. And so now if those three-point shots aren't falling, now what do you do? Because team's going to it's a layup line. It's a pregame warm-up layup line for the opposing team. They can get whatever they want, however they want, whenever they want. So now we're going to find out the reason why Luka was upset, he was frustrated early on, is that it was a struggle. He's having to play 40 minutes. Put up Herculean up. Skip, you remember that 60-20 triple-dub that he had? It took him everything that he had. He's like, man, I can't keep playing like this every single game, and it comes down to the wire, I need help. So Mark Cuban goes out, gets Kyrie Irving, but he disrupts the team that he had that was in the 4th spot in order to do what he did.
Yep, that's true. Yep.
We're going to see if Mark Cuban and Nico Harrison can fill this role, but I don't think this year, Skip. It seems that it might be a little bit too much, too late. They might be falling by the wayside. They might not make the play-in unless something drastically happened, unless they flip the switch. They look bad. They look bad.
They look bad, and it looks bad for them. They're 8-14 are the Dallas Mavericks since Kyrie walked in the door.
They're 8-14?
Which is why they've fallen from the 4 seed, which in the West, that's a pretty good seed.
They should be 7-15 if Cleveland they hit that shot against the Lakers.
That's true. That's a good point, actually. All right. All I know is, as I start to step back from Kyrie's adventures, I say, he was with LeBron, and they did win a championship together, but then it started to fade and fall apart.
He wasn't happy.
And he wasn't happy, and he demanded a trade.
Demanded it.
And that owner in Cleveland granted it.
Oh, yeah.
And I was told by a source at that point, very close to Kyrie, that he was sick and tired of playing with LeBron because LeBron was more about stats than winning. That was the quote I heard, more about stats than winning. Where do you want to go, Kyrie? Boston. Okay. Done. We'll pull this off. We're going to ship you to where you want, your primary destination is Celtics. Help me out. What happened? Nothing. It was...
They played better without him than they did with him.
It was a disaster, and he literally threw the whole team under the bus. I can't win with these guys. I'm paraphrasing the quotes, but he dismissed everybody, all those young kids who are now stars. He dismissed all
Jaylen
of
Brown,
them, right?
Smart defensive player of the year. Yep.
Okay, get me out of Boston. So all of a sudden he convinces his, at that point, best friend Kevin Durant, no, we don't want to go to the Knicks. We want to go to the team I grew up loving in New Jersey, who's now the Brooklyn Nets. Come, we got 2 maxes. Remember up in the tunnel at the All-Star game, we got 2 maxes. Both of us, we can go there.
Yep.
It'll be fun. We'll have a blast.
Right.
It wasn't fun.
It was a disaster.
It was a disaster. Kevin was miserable. Kyrie wouldn't get vaccinated. We know all the stuff, and he was in one controversy after another. And it just blew up to the point that Joe Tsai said, not only am I not going to pay you the max, I got to get you out of here. And Mark Cuban said, please send him to me.
Well, you forgot the part about they got James Harden, and that lasted. That lasted 22 seconds.
Okay, 22 seconds. It was a disaster. They have nothing to show for any of that. So he comes to Dallas, and I just said 8 and 14 happened because he and Luka don't quite fit, especially in fourth quarters. I'm going to throw the stat out there one more time. In the fourth quarters they've played together, +1 overtime. Kyrie, who does lead the league in fourth quarter scoring, it's probably because I'm not sure about this stat. He probably leads it in shots attempted also because he has taken 80 shots opposite Luka in their fourth quarters and overtime together. And Luka's only taken 36 shots. It's painfully clear to me that Luka's basically looking at Mark Cuban saying, okay, you didn't think I could close, so you went and got the closer, the ultimate closer.
But also, Skip, you said it. Kyrie plays all 12 minutes in the fourth. Luka plays 5 or 6. So the shot discrepancy has a lot to do with the minutes played.
I don't understand how a superstar on a teetering team can say, no, I sit. I'm going to sit. Because I'm pretty sure Luka puts himself and takes himself out of games whenever he feels like it. He's sort of LeBron-esque. You know, he can go in and out on his notice, not Jason Kidd's.
I think he played 40 minutes last night, Skip. I think Luka did.
Yeah? Well, he only played 7 in the
No, he played 30. He played 37. Kyrie played 40.
Okay. So the point is, when we look at these debacles and disasters, what's the common denominator? Well, it's Kyrie, right? So I have to sit back and say, man, everywhere you go, it blows up.
Right.
Is it because of you? Well, I can't blame you completely. But I can more and more credit LeBron James for what he pulled off with Kyrie because I don't think it was easy.
Kyrie has not been able to enjoy any level of success that he had with LeBron at any other locale.
Nope.
Whether he's playing with Jason, and granted, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, those guys were really young. So let's kind of discount that. But he had 3 years with KD. And it come up blanks. This might go down as one of the biggest failures in free agency history.
It will. I mean,
agree. We understand they're still outstanding players, but they came together and only could win one playoff round, Skip.
And the more I look back at 2016, I give LeBron huge credit for pulling it off while having to manage Kyrie's ego. Keeping him in the loop, in check, somehow making it work with him. Because you have to be a coach on the floor. You have to be a psychologist. You are a psychiatrist and make it work. And Kyrie did hit the big shot in Game 7. LeBron had the chase down. But the point is, together, they came back from 3 games to 1 down, and they won a championship together. And I look back at that as a real feat and feather in LeBron's cap because he made it work with a guy who is very difficult to work with. What was happening in Cleveland before LeBron went home? Nothing. Because he was the first pick in the draft, and he'd been there 3 years.
And they kept getting first pick in the draft. Andrew Wiggins. Anthony Bennett.
Okay, so what do I know about Kyrie? He's Uncle Drew. I think he's got the greatest handle I've ever seen this side of maybe the Globetrotters, right? Seriously.
Oh, he definitely he has and one. Any move that you see in the and one, Kyrie can pull it off.
And where does that get you? Not that far, because in the end, he doesn't have superstar impact on games as far as at the highest level unless he's playing opposite LeBron, okay? Because when he tried to be the man and he tried to lead, he's not cut out for it. And now, the more he talks, the less he seems concerned with winning. It does not seem to be his ultimate priority. He said it before. He said it in Brooklyn, that winning is no longer my priority in life.
Yeah, but it's hard to say that when you play a professional sport.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not high school. This is not, little league where kids, you're just having a good time. You with your friends.
Yeah.
If you get paid a king's ransom to play this game, and all that matters is winning.
It's all that matters. And truly, when you saw the clip we just showed from last night, it sounded a little like a concession speech, like, we tried, and it's not working, and now it's a cluster, you know what, and what am I going to do about it? It sounds like he's mentally gone home, like he's done. This is the time when you wanted your superstar to step to the mic and say, hey, this is unacceptable what happened tonight. We should have won this game. We were up 12 in the third quarter, and we led by 3 with 7 minutes left. We have to close this deal. And I wanted to hear Kyrie or Luka or both say, there's no way we're going to miss the play-in tournament. We will make the play-in, and we will make the playoffs because we're that good. But they're not going to say that because Kyrie, I don't think, cares enough about that.
I don't think they're good enough to say that. They're good enough offensively, those two, but there are a lot of issues. I don't know. I understand why Mark Cuban made the move that he made. Pair another superstar or star, whatever you consider Kyrie. Pair another great player with Luka. The more of those you have, but it's not going according to plan.
No, I'd say not. It's off the rails.
Nope, and they are running out of racing room, guys. They have the Heat, Hawks, Bulls, Spurs, and Kings left on their schedule.
They can win all those. I ain't saying they will. I think they can.
We will see, won't we? They can, will they?
Yep.
All right, gentlemen, let's move on to the MVP race. I love listening to you two discuss this one. Is it going to come down to a historic finish?
Yep.
Prediction time when Undisputed returns here on FS1.